Hello and welcome to WordWave, the podcast where English learners grow one wave at a time. I'm Daniel, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. In this show, I speak slowly and clearly so you can understand me, follow me, and even speak along with me. My goal is simple. I want to help you feel relaxed when you speak English. I want you to stop being afraid of mistakes. I want you to enjoy the journey of learning. Because, yes, learning a language should feel good, not stressful. In today's episode, I want to share something that changed the way many of my students learn English. It's not a secret trick. It's not an expensive course. It's not a magic app. It's something much more simple, but much more powerful. It's the idea of building a personal English world around you. Let me explain. Many learners believe that English is a subject, something you open in a book, study for 30 minutes, close the book, and forget until tomorrow. But English is not a subject. English is a living thing. It breathes, it moves, it grows. And if you want to speak it well, you must bring it into your life, not just into your study time. Now, before we go deeper, let me ask you a question. How do children learn their first language? They don't sit in a classroom. They don't memorize grammar rules. They don't take tests. They simply live inside the language. They hear in the kitchen, in the car, at the park, in bed, before sleep. They listen, they copy, they try, they fail, they try again, and little by little, they speak. You can do the same thing with English, even as an adult, even if you are very busy, even if you live far away from any English-speaking country. You just need to build your personal English world. So let's talk about how. Step number 1, choose your favorite English voice. This is very important. When you listen to English, you should enjoy the voice you hear. Maybe it's a podcast host like me. Maybe it's an actor from a movie. Maybe it's a singer, a YouTuber, or a teacher. Find someone whose voice feels warm and pleasant to your ears. Then listen to that person often. Listen in the morning. Listen while you walk. Listen before you sleep. When you love the voice, your brain pays more attention. And when your brain pays attention, you learn faster. It's that simple. Step number 2, build a word garden. I want you to imagine your vocabulary as a small garden. Every new word you learn is like a new flower. If you plant it once and forget it, the flower will die. But if you water it, if you see it again and again, the flower will grow strong and beautiful. So how do you water your words? You use them. You repeat them. You write them in sentences. You say them out loud. For example, if you learn the word gentle today, try to use it 5 times. The wind is gentle. My mother is gentle. The dog is gentle with the baby. I want to be more gentle with myself. I like gentle music in the morning. See? 1 word, 5 sentences. That word is now in your garden. Step number 3, create English moments. An English moment is a small piece of your day where you only use English. It can be very short. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's enough. For example, when you drink your morning coffee, think only in English. Say in your mind, this coffee is hot. It smells wonderful. I feel awake now. Today will be a good day. When you brush your teeth, describe what you're doing. I'm holding my toothbrush. The water is cold. My teeth feel clean. These small moments are like drops of water. One drop is not much, but many drops make a river, and a river can take you very far. Step number 4. Talk to yourself. I know. It sounds a little strange. But trust me, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. When you're alone at home, in your car, or walking in the park, speak to yourself in English. Tell yourself about your day. Describe what you see. Ask yourself questions and then answer them. For example, what am I going to do today? Well, first I'm going to the store. Then I'll come home and cook lunch. After that, I'll read for an hour. This is real speaking practice. And the best part is nobody is judging you. Nobody is correcting you. You are free. You can try new words. You can make mistakes. You can laugh at yourself. And slowly, your mouth becomes comfortable with English. Step number 5. Fall in love with one English story. Find one story that you really enjoy. It can be a book, a movie, a series, or a podcast. Something that makes you feel something. Something you want to return to. Then go back to that story many times. Read it again. Watch it again. Listen to it again. Each time, you will understand more. Each time, you will notice new words, new expressions, new sounds. This is so much better than watching 10 different shows one time each. Depth is better than speed. One story, deeply known, is worth 100 stories quickly forgotten. Now, let me share something personal with you. When I was learning my second language, I felt lost. I felt stupid sometimes. I opened my mouth and nothing came out. I understood in my head, but my tongue didn't cooperate. I wanted to give up many times. But then I discovered something that changed everything. I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be understood. There's a big difference between those two things. Perfect speakers worry about every word. They stop, they correct, they hesitate. Understood speakers just communicate. They use simple words. They use their hands. They smile. They keep going. And you know what? People love talking to them because the conversation flows. So please, don't wait until your English is perfect. It will never be perfect. Even native speakers make mistakes every day. Instead, use the English you have right now. Today, this week, a small sentence spoken today is better than a perfect sentence you never say. Let me give you one more idea before we finish. I call it the sunset practice. Every evening, before you go to sleep, take 2 minutes and think about your day in English. What did I do today? What did I learn? What made me smile? What was difficult? You don't need to speak out loud. You can think quietly in your mind. This is a beautiful way to end your day because you are reviewing your life in English. You are training your brain to think in English. And you are also building gratitude, which makes you feel good. Over time, these small habits become part of who you are. You will not notice the change from day to day. But after 1 month, after 3 months, after 1 year, you will look back and say, wow, I've come so far. And that feeling is amazing. That feeling is why we learn languages. Not just to pass a test, not just to get a job, but to grow, to open new doors, to meet new people, to see the world with new eyes. So remember, English is not just something you study. English is something you live. Bring it into your kitchen, your car, your morning coffee, your evening thoughts. Build your personal English world, one small habit at a time. And please, be kind to yourself along the way. Learning a language is a long journey, but it is also a beautiful one. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on WordWave. If this episode helped you, please think of one small thing you can do tomorrow to bring English into your life. Just one small thing. That's all you need to begin. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Until next time, keep riding the wave, and I'll see you soon.